GC, you know. This is not for the cowards, it's not for the Uncle Toms. But if you know what's going on, you'll understand. Let's get it. 400 years, bloodshed and tears. Lives lost and lives cost, and now the bill is here. My people robbed, y'all took our culture, yet you say forget it. Well, let somebody rob your ass and you forget that shit. You won't forget, you didn't forget. And if I can't say shit about slavery, then don't bring up Hitler. So that's that shit you taught in slavery, forgive and forget them. Well, look, I'm something like Nat Turner, fight back and remember, I got a different agenda. Look, I'm young, not scared, no fear, don't care, no hope in my blood, don't bring that ass around here. I'm here to wake up lions in the jungle and let them know too that if they catch you lurking, bite that ass around here. At the bottom's where they got us, in this squalor, they don't give a fuck about you and me. Now that I promise, and I don't know how much more you need to see to recognize that they're your enemies. Stevie Wonder can spot it. Only cowards be quiet, cause they scared of these tyrants. Y'all care too much about dying. Well, in this war, you might just have to give your life, cause freedom ain't free. They say it's priceless, the same way your life is. Bull kinda, racist cracker, heartless bastard, sicking dogs and hoes in my brothers back when King marched in Selma. And them racist police remained in the system. Got rid of Connor, but the whites who rode with Connor remained in the system. Would hate you and tell you to your face you a nigga. Type to spit on your grave or put a pistol to your temple. And now you wonder why police today keep getting off. Cause shit, them racists back then, now they run judicial systems. Catch up, peep game, too much ain't changed. Didn't love us then, don't love us, so respect us today. And now I'm racist and I'm violent, cause abuse I won't take it. It's crazy how you turn the victims to the ones people blame. But nah, I swear that now this is a different day. Say we young and fearless, act up and we'll meet you at your gates. We ain't never lived, so look to give our lives, it ain't a thing. I would rather die than live my life a ass-kissing slave. And at the bottom's where they got us, in the squalor, they don't give a fuck about you and me. Now that I promise, and I don't know how much more you need to see to recognize that they're your enemies. Ray Charles could spot it. How much more you gotta see, huh? Only cowards be quiet, cause they scared of these tyrants. Y'all care too much about dying. Well, in this war, you might just have to give your life, cause freedom ain't free. They say it's priceless, the same way your life is. And what happened to fearless black men? My brother's been lacking. I see too many pretty boys who really bout that action. And sisters died, place their lives on the line. Not for us in modern days to sit around like shit ain't never happened. You think that you not a slave. The little money that you got to them is pocket change. And you ain't nothing but a privileged house nigga. As long as you hush when master say not to say a thing, respect from me you'll never gain. I'm rolling with the soldiers, packed too thick like necks on cobras. I ride with only lions, but we kings outside the jungle. Most of us came from nothing, so we know all about the struggle. This fighting shit ain't new to us, came up like this as youngins. We got heart, that's just how we are. Just don't get us started. I don't rock with my Uncle Tom, that boy he retarded. It's been time for a revolution, say we just been sleeping. I'm just holding arms with all the brothers who do more than marching. Let's go. At the bottom's where they got us, in the squalor, they don't give a fuck about you and me. Now that I promise, and I don't know how much more you need to see to recognize that they're your enemies, but I hope by now you got it. Only cowards be quiet, cause they scared of these tyrants. Y'all care too much about dying. Well, in this war, you might just have to give your life, cause freedom ain't free. They say it's priceless, the same way your life is.
Enemy spotted.
Peace in Black African power. Peace to the chat. I got 4,000. Y'all look at y'all screen, it might say 4, but it's 4,000. It's 4,000. Their organized plan versus our unorganized approach. Would anybody agree or disagree when I say that our approach is unorganized? And would y'all agree or disagree if I say their plan is organized? They have a plan, we have an approach, right? They planning out for years. Have any of y'all heard of Project Esther? And peace, peace, Grandma used to say, war drum, forecast, good of medicine. Good to see all y'all. And whoever the other person is, speak so I can say your name. I can't say all 5,000. So they have a plan. I got you. So have you all heard of Project Esther? Good. Project Esther came after Project 2025. And I know some people told me when I was talking about Project 2025, it didn't say nothing about black people. What get me is the people that wrote Project 25 clearly grabbed the mic and talked about black people. But black people would say, I'm, what's the word? I'm using scare tactics, however the word goes. But they clearly grabbed the mic, even the lunatic in office. Can I say I've been disappointed in black people's approach, how they want to fight bigotry? Yes, I would say I've been extremely disappointed because what I've realized and what I'm starting to see is most of the time we just want to fight us. You can have some guy that can grab the mic, some white bigot grab the mic and talk about how can blow the dog whistle to have Haitians hurt. He look at you and call you the blacks. Can sit and tell you the black jobs. And I'm going to play. I want y'all to understand. He kind of said with the black jobs in his interview, I'm going to play. But we figure out a way to bypass that. You're right, War Drum. That's what I believe. They want to be subjugated. They're afraid of this beast. So since they're afraid of the beast, they want to come. They want to argue with black people over and over and over. Even when I was out at the fruit, my black fruit man, where I go get my fruits and stuff from, I don't even know how we got on this conversation, but he let me know he's FBA. This shit has spilled over into the streets. And the first thing he said was, we have to get rid of the immigrants. And he started talking about how Haitians and Jamaicans are in a way stopping black people from getting reparations. My response to that is, I'm not FBA, don't call me that. I'm African American. He said, are you indigenous? No, I'm African American. So my next response was, Haitians and Jamaicans are not stopping white people. It's not stopping this country from giving you a reparation. Y'all scared to fight the people who y'all say owe y'all. Y'all say they owe you reparations. But you're scared to fight them, and we always look and find a way to fight each other. So then there's the other mindset. Let somebody like this person win, he gonna make us come together. I call that a slave mindset. You need the big bad white man. You need the big bad slave owner. You need the big bad overseer. You need the big bad person who say he want to put the exonerated five, formerly known as Central Park Five. He want to put them in jail because that's where they belong. But somehow we have people saying this guy can be used. Explain how. You don't have enough money to use. Explain how. A slave mindset. You need the big slave owner to tell you to say, yep. But you know what they did talk about and what they still talk about? They would talk about the stuff that was made up about Kamala online. Even now, Kamala didn't win. And I'm going to say this one more last time. I'm not a Democrat. My political party is black. But I knew if I was going to vote, I knew I was smart enough to understand the things that black people got under one. And I knew what was going to happen to this one, under this one. Black women alone, since this guy has won the election, has 300,000 black women have lost jobs. Hey, but you know, I hear people say don't depend on a job. Well, quit yours then. We the only people in the world. We gonna fight everything with no money. We can get them on our side now, they ain't got no money. Okay, good. Let's get them on outside. But how are we gonna? It take money to win a war. It take money to open these businesses we talking about. But since we championed the people who wanted to do all this, they have an organized plan. We have an unorganized approach. It even unorganized when we're trying to fight one another. But that's who we fight, man. But I'm here, I'm going to talk about, did y'all hear about the embryo? See, this Project Esther is already happening right in our face. Did y'all hear about the 30-year embryo that somebody just gave birth to like a week ago? They froze it for 30 years. Did y'all see that? Organized plan. So then if you read Project Esther, and if you start studying part of Project Esther, you're going to wonder, where is black people at in the future plan? For everybody who wanted these people to be in charge, who want to fight, I don't know how they going to fight with no money. They don't want the money. They don't want to fight. They don't want jobs. They don't want nothing. We okay with black people losing $10 billion in government contracts. We okay with all these black people losing jobs. But then we say we pro-black. Hey, but the big bad, what did the mining company on the Django chain? They get you right. But all of a sudden now this big bad gonna make y'all come together. You notice I said y'all, because I ain't even dealing with people that's fake, because that shit is fake to me. So then you just hunker down and say, you know what, I got this, and this. My family, myself, my kids, we'll be okay. So this is the approach that people have pushed us to. Oh, grandma used to say she hadn't heard of the 30-year-old embryo. So when you get a chance, grandma used to say, Google someone they had frozen for 30 years and someone gave birth to it. And if you read Project Esther, that's part of Project Esther. Or did y'all hear about the black woman here in Georgia who couldn't get an abortion and giving birth to the baby was going to kill her? So what did they do? They put her in the hospital on life support so she could just be an incubator for the baby. She died. Hey, the baby was killing her. I'm not 100% abortion, but if that baby is going to kill that woman should have had the right to abort that baby. But hey, we're okay with all of this. I want y'all to know y'all are okay with all of this. Don't try to say you ain't now, because you're okay with all of it. You're even okay when he said he named cities: Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, Philadelphia. Them the 4 cities he named. Well, he want to bring his military in and rough you up. That'll get them straight. Y'all even okay with that, because that gonna make y'all come together. Lo and behold, what city in the United States is known as Chocolate City? I want somebody to answer that one for me. I got 4,000 people in the chat. I know I should give me one correct answer. What city in the United States was known as Chocolate City? So if y'all heard what happened in Chocolate City, that was DC. Yeah, DC, that's Chocolate City. So what I'm gonna do right here is, I'm gonna read y'all an article. I ain't gonna put it on the screen because I ain't feel like doing all that, because I ain't gonna be alone. For everybody that's okay, and I know everybody that's, most of these people that's saying they okay, just like that guy who was talking about the FBA, when I started talking about I'm gonna be all right, what I got, and how me and we gonna be okay, that's good. I ain't got none of that. I know you don't. The same people, they're dependent on these people to save them. They're gonna pick them up. I told y'all a long time ago I had this dream. Doge's big ball was beaten up and Musk is already lying about it. Elon Musk appears to be greatly exaggerating the extent of the attack on former Doge staffer Edward Kuristan, aka Big Balls, who was jumped in Washington, D.C. earlier this week. Now, y'all heard they jumped on somebody that was a Doge. The billionaire claimed that Kuristan heroically stopped a gang of about a dozen young men from assaulting a woman in her car at night. He said that Kuristan ran over to defend the woman and saved her in spite of being severely beaten to the point of concussion. Musk ended his retelling by calling for federal government to take control of D.C. Chocolate City. See, I was telling people what the Latinos going through ain't our problem. But I keep telling y'all, what they doing out in Cali, that's just the appetizer. Our black ass, we the main course. We better understand that. Trump used the attack on Big Balls to echo the same inaccurate Made for Fox News sentiments, calling for the federal takeover of D.C. and the mass criminalization of mostly working class black. They say black and Latino. But mostly working class. Crime in Washington, D.C. is totally out of control. Listen to what this bastard said. Because I want to hear the people that say, well, you know, he going to bring us together. Well, you know, they all the same. Well, you know, I want to hear all the excuses. I'm just saying I want to hear them. Trump used the attack on Big Balls to echo the same inaccurate Made for Fox News sentiments, calling for the federal takeover of D.C. and mass criminalization of mostly working class black and Latinos. I say black, they just added them in there. Crime in Washington, D.C. This is the quote. Y'all, president. One guy that used to be on my panel, I used to watch his channel, he said he agreed with everything he's doing. Then try to take it back when you confront him about it. Crime in Washington, D.C. is totally out of control. Local youth and gang members, some only 14, 15, and 16 years old, are randomly attacking, mugging, maiming, and shooting innocent citizens. The law in D.C. must be changed to prosecute these minors as adults and lock them up for a long time, starting at the age of 14. Yes, it wasn't no fight. Everybody calling that a hoax. Everybody, they're starting to realize that this is something he made up, that they made up so they can do what they want to do. Locked him up for a long time, starting at age 14, Trump wrote Tuesday on his Truth Social. Locked them up, Chocolate City. He want to bring in his military and rough them up for a little while. Lock up 14, 15, 16-year-old black kids for a long time. They have an organized plan. We have an unorganized approach. But the people who were saying it's okay, they ain't gonna say nothing about it. They ain't gonna say nothing about this. Because see, they sitting on social media. I tell people, you get in the streets. Streets is the wonderful thing. As I'm talking, see, if you get out here, you meet people. People say, how you meet these folks? Because I'm in the streets talking. The same way I met a couple of black dudes that owned a construction company, and they did some work on one of Trump and didn't get nothing, owed over $300,000 because they were subcontract out and didn't get not one red. Hey, but y'all okay with this? Because y'all on social media. Y'all ain't in the streets talking to folk. Y'all FBA, y'all ADOS, y'all indigenous, y'all every damn thing. But truly ready to defend yourself, your women, and your children. The funny thing is, I don't hear none of these people talking about reparations now that the lunatic in office is in charge. Why aren't they talking about reparations now? I don't hear none of these people who was going in on Diddy, and I ain't saying he didn't deserve it, but I don't hear none of these people going in on the lunatic in office. Huh? Being with Epstein, however the hell you say his name. Let me continue to read some of the stuff Trump wrote. Washington, D.C. must be safe, clean, and beautiful for all Americans, and importantly, for the world to see. If D.C. doesn't get their act together and quickly, we will have no choice but to take federal control of the city and run this city how it should be run. If this continues, I am going to exert my powers and federalize the city. That means military. That means military. So now, that's what he want to do, right? He talk about how bad the crime is, 14, 15, 16-year-old black kids should be locked up for a very long time. The crime is getting out of control. See, they made a situation. They made a situation so they can say they can do this to you. I wonder if they're going to be talking about it. I wonder if anybody going to be talking about it. Let me find this because I had it, so I'm going to pull it up again. Right here, because they were talking about the crime. Violent crimes has also been declining. This is D.C. Violent crimes has also been declining for the last year and a half after spiking in 2023 when the nation's capital was among the deadliest of the largest metro areas in the country. So far in 2025, robberies have dropped by 29%, homicides are down 12%, and overall violent crime is down 26% as August 6th. So it seemed like who's ever in charge now, the mayor, city council, whatever, it seems like they're doing their job. But the lunatic in office gonna create a situation. The lunatic in office is gonna create a situation so he can bring his military. So now I'm gonna ask everybody who said you're gonna use him to get together. Everybody who said they all the same. All of y'all, I'm just asking y'all, all the people who talk and talk and talk and afraid to say anything about him. Is any of y'all gonna go to DC if they're able to get their military into DC, into Chocolate City? Any of y'all gonna go to DC to help the people in DC? Or to the people in the chat, do y'all think any of the people that's riding with Donald Trump, they all black or they act like they're not, but they are. Do y'all think any of them gonna go to DC if they bring their military to try and help the people in DC? Can I get an answer? Oh, grandma used to say it with her chest like the Nigerian woman. Hell no. Oh, War Drum singing the song, hell no to the no, no, no. And I concur with grandma used to say. With War Drum, hell no to the no, no, no. But they are. But since they're glad he's in charge and he's going to bring them, he's going to unify, the slave master is going to unify them. If the slave master is going to unify them, don't it seem like that they will be going there to show unity, to help? I'm just saying, suckers want to know. Suckers want to know. I'm going to play this other video. I'm going to play a little small. It ain't long. Of the lunatic in office. Let's hear what he has to say right quick about this. Let's see what he has to say about the jobs and all that.
Zero helps me take my business anywhere I want.
Those who answer the call of the vagabond know that the best stories aren't about where you went. They're about how you got there. Because
here's a little something. And the president was on the Squawk Box on CNBC today. Go ahead.
Back to their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these people that you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? These are very, in many ways, they're very, very special people. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. What you realize there is that he has a view of Donald Trump continuing. And
did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? That's right, Grandma used to say, I want our people to live, not just survive. These groceries prices so damn high. Most of these people who talking, they ain't got no food saved. They can't go 3 months right now. They can't. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what he said? See, he telling you then what your black job is and what he wanted you. But then listen what he said about the immigrants, about the Latinos. That's the same way he feel about you. If they back break, they die. That's interesting. So they just replace them. That's slavery. They lied on the Haitians eating dogs. That's the dog whistle blowing to attack Haitians. Did y'all know a Haitian lady died in ICE custody in Florida? Did y'all know that? I'm going to play that again. I want y'all to make sure you hear everything.
cornerstone of building a case against Donald Trump continuing. And he is losing support. Before I lose you, although it's already too late, isn't it? I wanted to play you.
Go ahead.
Okay. On immigration, play me a little bit of that cut for David and Trump on immigration. Here's a little something. And the president was on the Squawk Box on CNBC today. Go ahead.
Back to their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody, these people that you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? These are very, in many ways, they're very, very special.
They want people in the inner city to do it. You're right, Grandma used to say that's awful to say about anybody. Because at the end of the day, we the people that still see humanity in people. But for some strange reason, we don't see humanity in us. Huh? That's awful. You're right. Awful. They want to put us back in the field. But I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people miss when they listen to that clip. Did y'all hear him when he said they taking them out but bringing them back? Did y'all hear that? They schooling them. Did you all hear that? They taking them out but bringing them back. They're schooling them. What he's doing in California, that has something to do with the governor. They don't like each other. He's taking them out but bringing them back. He's schooling them, taking them out but bringing them back. They tried to get people from the inner city to do their job, but they just don't want. They don't do that work. They don't want to do it. They wanted your black ass in the field. They wanted my black ass in the field, but we don't do that work, huh? Their organized plan versus our unorganized approach. But as I talked to the guy that was FBA yesterday, this is something we tend to do. When we talk about immigrants, we'll talk about Latinos. They'll talk about people from the continent of Africa, the black folks from Africa, from the islands or whatever. But you know something they never mention? Because they just follow whatever he say. Have y'all ever heard any of these people who talk about immigrants need to be gone? Do they ever mention the white immigrants, or do they just focus on Latinos? Huh? And African descent people. Huh? They fighting with them. They try to act like they're not, but they fighting with them. Do you ever hear them say anything about the immigrants from Europe? Huh? Didn't he just bring some white people in from South Africa? He brought some in last time as they build up their military and they're organized. Huh? We're out here fighting one another. Nope. And they're not going to say anything. They never mention the European immigrants ever, because the lunatic in office don't mention them. Huh? Got them under control. I asked the guy, I said, these people y'all listen to on YouTube, because I don't listen to them. I say, have they ever, I say, since y'all following their lead, since you all are following their lead, have they ever told y'all about a bug out bag and what you need? Or have they ever told y'all how much food you need to be stocking up on to make sure you're okay? Have they ever told y'all about guns and ammunition to make sure you're okay, you can protect yourself? You know what his answer was? I'm gonna see if y'all can put down. I got 5,000 people in the chat. Y'all screen 6,000 now. Y'all screen might say 6, but it's really 6,000. What do y'all think his answer was? Do you think the people they're following talking about black immigrants, do y'all think, what do you think his answer was going to ask that question? Do those people they listen to ever tell them about food they need? How much they need? Ever tell them about a bug out bag? Ever tell them about ammunition? Tell them about training? You're right, they don't. So I'm gonna tell you his answer. His answer was no, they don't discuss that. Oh, okay. So y'all don't discuss none of that? Don't discuss none of that. Y'all just discuss Jamaicans and Haitians are here getting in y'all way, keeping y'all from getting reparations. Oh, okay. They say Jamaican, Haitians, and Africans is keeping them from getting reparations. But they say this country owed them reparations. But since the country haven't given them reparations, it's Jamaican, Haitians, and Africans that's getting in their way from getting what this country owed them. That don't even make sense. Sound like fear. Told y'all I wasn't gonna be here long. I just wanted to talk about there are people that are organized. I just wanted to talk about that hoax, that fake fight, so they can create a situation to bring their military into a black city. And what he say, he want to rough them up. That'll get them in line. How many of y'all going? Because none of them, or maybe ain't none of them here. But how many of them going to that city to help? Do 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 do. I'm waiting for F. Oh, none of them. My bad. None of them. None of them. Let me ask, do y'all think they're going?
Oh, hell no!
Hey, look, man. I thank everybody for coming through here. Grandma used to say, war drum, vocab, cocoa. I just wanted to say something about this. I'm gonna look up. I'm probably gonna expound on it a little more tomorrow night, sometime tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow night. But I thank y'all for coming through, spending this 38 minutes with me. Remember, be black, buy black, think black, love black. Everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love.